come up here. Okay. All right, here we go. Welcome back to The Devil is a Part-Timer, Anime Review, Episode 20. I did not expect to get this far, but here we go. We're here reviewing the final episode of Season 2, and the last episode for now for Devil's Part-Timer. There is Season 3 coming, which I'm quite happy with, especially since this episode left out a really good cliffhanger. Now, it's a really good ending, but to leave it open for definitely for another season. The name of this episode is called, if I can get to it properly, thank you. It is The Devil and the Hero Witness Change in Ente Isla. Simply put, this episode kind of wraps up a lot of the plot threads for pretty much since the start of the season. Kind of, in a way. So basically, Mao proceeds to fight the angels, all three of them, like 3-on-1. And then, of course, while this is going on, Christabel is showing. Apparently, Christabel's broken into the trial where Montreal's character was on trial for. And it's later revealed that apparently they broke into proceedings, and all the people who were Oba's allies trying to get rid of her, all were thrown out. Yep, they're all fired from their jobs because they all suck. Yep, so... Oh, by the way, they finally revealed the Emperor of Uniting, I think it is. And it's just some old man who apparently has got a lot of power. And Arya basically did a good job protecting him. He does thank you for that. And Oba is pretty much fired from his job here. He's ordered basically to surrender. And, well, Gabriel himself basically was knocked out. While the to get away. Gabriel was knocked out and brought to Japan by Mao. And, of course, basically, the whole thing wraps up there. And, of course, everybody is pretty much brought back to Japan. Mao, Emmy, Alice Ramis, her little sister, Nord, Arcel, and, of course, basically everybody else. So, brought back to Japan. Chia gets a phone call. Everybody's back. Chia hugs Emmy. And, of course, she's quite... I wonder how she's going to react to seeing basically two girls who are sisters. And the little one is the big sister, and the tall one is the little sister. Isn't that quite weird? Yep. And of course, they do they reveal some stuff here. Well, basically, the landlady who came back last episode, in the previous episode, basically sees Gabriel, and she tells Urso, "Take this job, young man, to my room." And he's like, "Yes, ma'am." And how's Nor? Oh, he's resting in room 2 in 1-on-1 with the other girl, basically Emmy. Emmy just sitting there. He's laying out futon, and Rika shows up. And she has good news and bad news. The bad news is Emmy's lost her job. Yep, because she was gone for a month. Well, she had no choice in the matter. She had to fight a frickin' war, so yeah, this effect they tried, but nope, they just fired her. Because there was no communication from her. Well, that would definitely happen. That actually is true. If you need no communication for that long period of time. Okay, that is perfectly natural reason why to fire somebody, because no communication. But, well, that actually is resolved in the very next book, which might be adapted for the start of season 3 of the show. Good news is, bring out Emmy wherever she wants, and of course you have Emmy having a little reunion with her father, like in person, when he's awake. Like, very happy to see her. And then, of course, they all have a little chow in Mao's apartment, like a little crowded, where everybody is there. The whole cast is there, except for the landlady and her niece. Of course, they do mention in the last episode, she had an interview with her, where apparently the landlady, when she first showed up, apparently the landlady is not only her aunt, but how she's related to her father. Apparently, she is her father's big sister. And no, it's not because of her weight, because she's the older one. Okay, perfectly fine here. And of course, basically, we kind of wrap everything up in a nice little bow. And of course, basically, well, you could say we kind of end this particular saga here. Like, any kind of particular big plot that we had from, like, as of right now, there's not much loose ends to wrap up. Basically, we're going to go to the next chapter here, with basically new season 3. Now, as of right now, they've only technically have 11 more books left to adapt for the whole series. Now, how far do they think they'll go for season 3? I hope they do 2 cores again like they did for this season, because this season did a lot. Like, the very first season of the show only adapted the first 2 books, and they had good spreading out for it, good pacing. This one was mostly put about 3 episodes, mostly for a lot of the books. I'd say the only book did not get more than three episodes for a particular book was book 7. Well, that only up one story, but I'd say probably book 8. Actually, it was book 9. Book 9 had 2 episodes. Yep, just a couple episodes, and that was it. Yep, I'd say for a full adaptation, it's probably had the more shorter amount. Yes, because book 8 surprisingly had 3, while book 9 had 2 for a 213-page book. Yeah, and yet somehow this one got the full treatment. Yep, but all in all, really good season. Cannot wait for season 3 whenever it comes out. I do not have a release date for it, but is this a season looking forward to? Yes. Am I going to read the books? Oh, heck yes. Fun fact, I actually own one of the books. Yes. I own book 13. I bought this early this year. I still haven't read it. I bought it mainly because I was going to get into this series. I don't got books we've written yet. But as of now, because Fantasy Now is part-timer, you know what that means? I can go back to Bookender. Yep, I can go back and finish the last 90 episodes. Before I do that, I got 2 comic corners to do. And then pretty much basically I will go to Bookender. Well, I might get in about 1, maybe 2 videos, maybe. I mean, it's only 90 episodes, so it doesn't take very long. Not really. So, next video is first 2 comic corners to do. These are quite interesting to talk about, okay? Next video. Bye.